Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips Podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on Saturday morning, ready to do some feedback. Of course, this is the show where we talk about the stuff that you had to say, about the stuff that we had to say throughout the week, and it's just like a big old circle jerk, and we love it. Okay, every time. Uh, You can find all the contact information for how to be a part of this in the show notes. Another way, you can just go to like Apple Podcasts and leave us 5-star reviews. We love those. We're gonna
We do.
read the ones we got and hug it out. We love those. The
Oh,
official weapon of the show is
the taser.
an unofficial sport,
Bullet
a bullet ball, extreme, extreme, extreme. And of course, we like to start every show off the same way, and that's by on the feedback show. There are people who can give us money. They go to the blackouttips.com, go over to the right. They got all these options on how to they can donate to us once, twice, 3 times a lady. And it's all like any amount that you want to donate, and we give you a shout out to the choir because y'all are tithing and y'all are the ones that make this possible, because if it wasn't for y'all, I don't know. We wouldn't have a show because the first thing we ever had on the show was like donations before we even had premium or anything.
Yeah, y'all asked for it.
That's right. New day, new pay. All right. We got Annie P with the recurring donation. Thank you very much, Annie P. Tom WJ, Michael S, Dana R, Nicholas Z, Laura E, Noel W, Jane M, Bomani Jones, I know him. Sonya B, Pete B. I think I met him and his wife. Um, Ricky A, Pretty Ricky what they call him. Johanna M, Douglas R, David from Brooklyn, Cavis D, and lastly Laura F. Thank you everybody that took the time out and the money out, to hook us up and put some in our coffers so we can get that new air conditioning instead of these MLK fans. We appreciate y'all.
Come on.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, we done upgraded. Our pews now have cushions in them now, so we ain't got
Mm-hmm.
to complain about your backs hurting no more.
5-star reviews on Apple Podcast. We got 2 of them. Love the show. This is from Picante Jenkins.
Oh shit!
Okay.
That that that's in the same family as Pico de Gallo,
Pico de
y'all,
Gallo Jenkins, they cool too.
right? y'all are cousins.
Picante Jenkins is like the same family as the hot sauce that played in the N1 league. It's Hot Sauce Jenkins is his last name too. Love the show. I learned and laughed so much listening to the show. Thanks, Rod and Karen. Thank you,
Thank
Picante
you.
Jenkins. Just want to sprinkle you over everything.
Yes, I put that shit on everything.
I just want to eat you with a spoon.
Yes, I
Um,
do.
always a good time. This is from Cali Star 72 says, Rod and Karen keep me informed and laughing out loud for real. Paying for premium is worth it, everyone. With 5 exclamation points. So Cali Star 72 meant that shit. Okay.
Mhm.
Um and yeah, I like to think our premium is worth it. We did some premium shows this week.
Yeah.
Did a movie review for Ant-Man and the Wasp. We did Quantum Mania. We did I did 2 solo movie reviews. We did a sports show. We did the pregame. I mean, this is with me being in New York. This is with me writing on a television show. This is with Karen having a full-time job as well. Like we still put our foot in that premium every week, even with the situation the way it is now. So yeah, those who pay for it, those who sign up, thank you, because it means a lot to us. And if you listen on Anchor and Spotify, you sign up for the like just a tip where you get one premium. It's random, but one premium show per week in your feed. We've never missed a week, and we've never gotten a complaint, man. So thank y'all that do that.
Thank you.
All right. That's it for the 5-star reviews. And now it's time to get into your comments and stuff on the episode. That throughout the week on our website, you can leave comments on um the actually no, they took down the Anchor comments thing, so the Q&A is gone.
Why they take it down?
I don't know. It's above me, but it's gone. I noticed that when I posted episodes this week, I couldn't do a Q&A anymore, guys. So you
Oh, I
actually
like
can't
that. That's the best part.
you actually can't. You can vote in the poll still, but you can't leave comments there. But you can leave comments on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
And
And
like
on the site.
and I said that one first.
Okay.
So yeah, let's get into that
Boo,
segment.
boo. I don't know who be making these decisions.
All right, comments on the website.
Well, we the only people with us and the tippers, the only people using it. Was like, that's not enough to keep it alive. I don't know. I enjoyed that.
That sounds about right.
I
Episode
thought it was like,
26.
it's not enough to keep it alive.
Episode 2674. To be or not to be was the title, and we got 3 comments. Appia from Germany says, "I live in Germany." What? Hold up. You been living in Germany this whole time, Appia?
You didn't even tell us.
And I live in Germany, was born in Poland. I'm not a fan of either of the typical foods, and that's a lot because I'm not a big meat eater. I like pierogi with mushrooms and sauerkraut. That is a Polish dish. And from German potato dishes. Oh, I didn't know sauerkraut was Polish. I always assumed it was German. I learned something new today. When German culture is shown, if it's not something Nazi related, it's Oktoberfest or with Dinald and sausage. I don't know what Dinald is. It's not. It doesn't have an appropriate amount of vowels to me.
I don't think I probably know what a pierogi is. I've heard of it, but if you tell me, I'm like, who? What's that?
I think it's a type of sausage. I think it's a type of sausage. But Oktoberfest is something from Bavaria. It is a part of southern Germany and is U.S. culture. And it's as if U.S. culture would only be known as cowboy and rodeo stuff from Texas. But I gladly take it over the Nazi stuff. So okay, yeah, I think that's a good deal. It's better than the Nazi stuff. We agree. I have family members at different stages of social involvement. It's not my fault. I say stuff, but can't always argue to the max. Side effects: when a drug hits the market, you can't imagine how seriously the side effects are taken to the level you might feel called religious. I have to report every side effect, no matter how ridiculous, in 24 hours. Oh, so somebody is like, my toes was jiggling. You like, well, got to put jiggle toes in the
everything. My ears is twitching. What? Apparently ears twitch, y'all.
Right. And it just they're like, Siphondil may cause ear twitching, toe jiggling. Yes. That's why that part be so long. You gotta report everything. That part be
so fucking. If one person said they caught it, you got to put it in the infomercial.
Yep. Booty itch, bleeding out your face. Like my patient thinks the hard drug might have changed his hair to slightly more curly, for example. It is to the level of an obsessive brain, but I think it was different in the past. Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So the drugs are at once not as dangerous as we think because they have to report every kind of side effect, but then also it probably have a balancing out thing of where it's like, how could you take too many of the things seriously in the first place if they're like might cause, you know what I'm saying? Like if it could be anything, I wonder how they measure out which ones to take more serious and which ones to be like, it's not the curly hair one. Don't put it on me.
This is my hypothesis. Probably going, okay, if out of all these people, 8-10% say, their ears twitch, hey, we might need to take this seriously. But if we only got this one lonely person, we can't take the ear twitching seriously. Like, if enough of y'all
Mm,
say it's a problem, okay. Because some stuff you be like, well, how did that get on there? You be like, oh, you had enough people in the totality for them to be like, this is significant enough and affects enough people for it to be a problem.
that makes sense. Yatunde says not Nollywood catching strays, but you're right. As a Nigerian, I can agree that Nollywood movies need work, but I still love it. Oh yeah, I'm not saying you can't love it, but come on, man. The Nollywood and the Tubi, that's y'all be
They on
taking
the
a
same
lot of
neck.
liberties.
They neck and neck.
They on each other's necks.
I clear they on each other's neck because I still haven't seen what was that movie that came out that NRR. It's I forgot the
R
name.
the RRR one
You know
or
what? Yes. I want
okay,
to see that one because
it's on
everybody.
Netflix.
Okay, everybody talks about it, and I was like, every time I look at the length. I was like, but it's so long.
Yeah, me too. But that's Bollywood, not Nollywood.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Nollywood is Nigerian Hollywood.
Okay.
And yeah, they got some tube them and Tubi is they
It's neck and neck because sometimes some of those get on Twitter and you be like, oh, what's this? Then you get to look and you be like, oh,
right.
okay.
Do you watch movies on Tubi? Yes or no? 39% of our audience, yes, 62% no.
It's a lot.
Um,
It's a lot of people going down that Tubi rabbit hole just in one of them, just to be suggesting shit. But just what the fuck is that? No, ain't nobody watching that.
well, that's the broke people on the website, but on Spotify, where the dollars reside, it is 23% yes, 77% no, because people with money don't have time for that. They don't need that level of
Oh
poverty
shit.
in their lives, so they don't watch that.
They was like, we go past the free shit.
Hmm. So yeah, that's the polls, and then let's see if there's any comments on our YouTube for this one. Oh, this is okay. Someone just said Sayida says, "Wow, Rod, congratulations!" I think talking about the possibility that you know I can have something submitted to be considered for Emmy. So there's a lot of
Bitch,
steps
that's an
now,
award
but
for me.
you know what?
I would make my ass a t-shirt. I was on the list to almost be nominated. Fuck that.
Maybe I will make a t-shirt. But those are the comments and the poll. Let's go to the next show, which is 2675. I never liked him. We got 4 comments. 3 of them are from Apia, who says there's absolutely data that even a mild or moderate cases of COVID can hurt your heart. And I know it because our latest official statement on this topic as a company says so. I think I have good data on this. We had COVID 1 year ago, and I think luckily recovered completely. But not everyone is so lucky. I know I'm very surprised that we didn't get it again last year. By the way, I was so happy that you dropped the episode at that time. I have to work tomorrow, so I came back home, and Mr. Appia has a day off tomorrow. He stayed one more day with the kids at his mother's house. Now I'm hanging with our new rescue dog in our bedroom and listening. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm
Oh, that's
glad you're feeling good, Appia.
cute. Yeah, and that's the thing about it. Nobody knows. It's like a roll of the dice. Nobody knows how it's going to affect them until that shit get in your body, and you be like, "Oh, I'm that 1 to 2 to 5%."
Hmm.
But you don't know until.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just we don't even know what the percentage is for a lot of it, but um one of the only reasons that I know that COVID affects people's hearts and it's at such a high percentage, and the latest thing I saw said like unvaccinated people particularly, but who knows? I had to see more evidence and research on that, but
Mm-hmm.
it would jive. It obviously would make sense. But anyway, um, the thing is like we know that if you're unvaccinated and you get COVID, it affects your heart. It can affect your heart tremendously. And then people who are vaccinated, um, they may get COVID, but it has less of an effect. So from like I said, early studies on their heart, and the risk of the vaccine doing something to your heart is infinitesimally anyway, it is much smaller. It is much smaller than getting COVID and then affecting your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll take like the 0.00001% of people that might have an issue with a vaccine and be like, this is a reason not to get the vaccine, but they'll never say the much higher percentage of people having heart conditions and shit after having COVID is a reason to get vaccinated. It's just weird.
Yeah, and also with this stuff, people have allergic reactions to a lot of common shots, and they've actually made like alternatives to, like, some people are allergic
Yeah.
to eggs and all types of shit. So if they don't, it wouldn't be surprising if they don't or are working on an alternative shot to be like, hey, you can't take this one. You know what? We got one. We got
Well,
you.
that's what I'm saying. Even it's not even the alternative shot thing. It's like myocarditis is what they always try to bring up,
Mm,
but you're actually much more likely to get myocarditis from the being unvaccinated and getting COVID, or just from getting COVID. Period.
right. So the
But
argument makes no sense.
they'll take a much smaller percentage of people who get myocarditis from the shot and be like, don't get the shot. But
Mhm.
they'll never say don't get COVID. They're like, our bodies can handle it. It's so crazy.
It don't make sense. Your argument
Running
is stupid.
Running Raphael says, I look good, I feel good, I make love good. Aha! Somebody mixed that up with chicken song, so I can make it my new ringtone. I'm ready to bring back the funk. See, just like the brother Kane, I saw the end of the NFTs before everyone. Embrace the funk dynasty. The poll was, have you gotten any extra COVID vaccine shots on the low?
Okay, okay, I'm with you.
Yes or no? 16% yes, 84% no.
No, I didn't go on the low. I just walked my ass in there and got a shot. Wouldn't know
Mm,
it nothing low about me.
I got mine on the low because I definitely lied. And I still think you probably weren't supposed to get your shot, but they gave it to you anyway.
When bitch they gave it to me and I went quiet, so it ain't the low.
Hmm.
I went sneaking in the back door. I walked my ass right on up in the front and was like, ticket please. They was like,
I
okay.
walked in the front too, but I got it by surreptitious means. I say it's on the low. Um, Spotify, the poll was the same question. Yes, 23% got it on the low compared to 16%. See, these people got money, so they probably got it on the low, like by flying a doctor out to Canada or something.
Come on.
And 77% said no. All right,
They can afford to be in them back rooms.
let's go to the YouTube comments and see if there's anything for this one. So, oh yeah, Sayida says, I liked y'all when I first saw y'all, so I'm a good person. I appreciate you, Sayida.
Oh.
Because the title of the show is I never liked them, so she liked us. She just knew. Sometimes people just know. The last episode of the week was 2676cocaine.com. We had 5 comments. Ramsey D. Jenkins says, between Big Groove, Harry's music, technical difficulties, and mail order cocaine, 5 stars. Thank you, Ramsey D. Jenkins. And I gotta say, man, it's been a couple days since this episode and we talked about Big Groove. And in that time, I have seen a new video. It's an old video, it's new to me. And uh it's from Halloween, and he dressed as Donkey Kong for Halloween. And so people were sending me or showing me this video like, nah, man, even this You still don't think he a coon? And it was just funny to me because I was like, because obviously it's the same thing as the watermelon picture out of context. It's they're purposely picking the one video to be like, this all he do. But when I seen the video, I had to go investigate and go to his timeline or whatever on TikTok to be like, yeah, why did you do this one? Because it happened after I was like a detective, like a coon detective. I was like, all right, so he changed his name to Big Groove, which means that it happened after he had if his name was Big Groove, it's after he had changed his name. So that meant he had heard the Groove and Gorilla critique and was like, oh yeah, big okay, I'm gonna switch it back to Big Groove. I mean, I'm gonna switch it to Big Groove because so I don't want to be racist. Um, so I was like, damn, he still did the monkey thing. But then on his timeline, you could see it was October. It was in the late October, and it was like, this is for Halloween. And it was also the red silhouette challenge, or the silhouette challenge thing, which of course his corny ass would do both. It's so corny. But he ends up posting the video and saying it's for Halloween. So I was like, oh, I guess if it's for Halloween, I mean, that's not really him cooning. That's just uh,
And a lot of people was doing that the silhouette
yeah,
challenge.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, not to be a coon apologist, but I was like, okay, it
Right.
seemed like it's not what y'all said. But then I zoomed in even more and was like, wait, October 22nd. I mean, that's like 9 days before Halloween. Y'all you previewing your Halloween costume so far in advance, nigga.
A lot of
So
people do.
I know. But I'm saying this is how deep I was involved in this. I'm become the coon detective. I'm trying to get to the bottom. I'm the investigation coon. I'm trying to get to the bottom of what's happening with these coons out here. I'm in too deep. I'm 25 coons deep in Black History Month. I think I'm starting to see coons everywhere. It's like the end of a gritty detective pro fiction novel. I can't everywhere I look, I see coons.
Oh no. I dream
But
about it. Have you ever woke up in the middle of a sweat and
yeah,
all you thought about was coons?
but yeah, I just feel like I'm in a black and white gritty detective movie about coons. And she walked, legs that went all the way to the top, and a face painted in black. It was her darkest. All right. Ronan Raphael says, I did not know that I needed a podcast where Karen narrates the journey of her getting concert tickets, but I did, and I'm here for it.
Oh,
Switching to
thank you.
T'Challa voice, give this woman a podcast and don't tell me nothing. I don't know what the don't tell me nothing. That's the similar joy that I feel every time I get New York Comic Con tickets. Yes.
Yeah, I bet
Now
you them
that
probably hard to get to.
now that Cocaine Woman won my prize of the week. Oh, now that Cocaine Woman won my prize. I thought it was like a new movie like Cocaine Bear. Now
Right.
that now that Cocaine Woman won my prize of the week. There's a universe where she receives hers. Support local entrepreneur. I guess so. I mean, just I support them, and she support the local post office apparently, because she should have mailed that shit by courier.
Oh,
Ramsey D. Jenkins says, "P.S. Karen's Renaissance ticket journey was everything." Appia says, "Have fun, Karen. It's great to feel such joy. I hope you will have the best time." Shree83 says, "Oh my God, Karen, I had so much fun listening to the Beyonce story. I'm gonna be at BOA Stadium to see Beyonce too. If I see you guys, I promise to play it cool." And then the poll was Big Groove, annoying, cooning, entertaining, or I don't care. Karen.
the truth, I actually don't care, but he is entertaining. Like I
Okay.
like I look and I go, okay, like literally every single time I see him, I go, okay, and I just keep strolling. Like literally, I didn't even know his name changed. I didn't know none of that. I was like, okay, this some big nigga everybody mad about, and I'll just keep going.
The videos are just so stupid. They make me laugh, but not in a good way. I'm like, and maybe he knows, like he's selling cringe, like the feeling of cringing. But I don't know. It's funny to me. Like every time I just seen a video, like it's starting to put it in my algorithm on TikTok. and I'll see like him eating just a big ass bite of cheesecake for no fucking reason, and then just dancing all in the camera and shit. And I'm just like, I mean, he found his niches. People will watch him do this forever.
Yep.
But I don't know. There's something about it that I'm not. It's not the cooning for me. It's the hypocrisy from all these people that love this performative bullshit from everybody but this big strong black man. It's just
Everybody
very
else.
weird,
Because
you know.
anytime you record yourself, it is performative.
I
Any
feel like if he would have been like beating people up like Kimbo Slice or something, or just whatever, or like that dude that walked around like, I'm Tyrone, I'm about to steal your bitch or whatever. I feel like in a weird way they would have accepted that. To me, that can be getting into some like problematic racial stereotypes, but it's interesting. I think they would have supported that more than they support him doing this goofy shit, because he
Mhm.
does goofy shit, but then they pick the 3 times that you can take out of context of all the other times and be like, now if you only look at these 3, he's eating watermelon, he's
You're like,
uh
he's done hundreds of videos. Literally by now, I know hundreds of these little videos. So what are we talking about here?
yeah, but I'm just saying it's not about even defending that. I'm just saying they can't see that by sharing only that and going back and forth and whipping each other into a rage, that they're falling into the same bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Because to me it's like, if I had to vote, I'd say he is annoying. I think it's on purpose, but I'm entertained by his annoyingness, right? But like if I was in one of these places, I'd be like, oh, here this nigga go. Like I'm not, I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna beat it. Like my friends like Justin and Don, we be texting and they be like, I'll beat his ass and all this shit. And I'm like, first of all, you're not beating this big nigga ass. Come on
Mm-mm.
now. So what, the ancestors gonna guide your hands? Like, nigga, you
Mm-mm.
you gonna get beat up by this nigga. He gonna start dancing and eating chicken and shit. And you
Right.
gonna
And ain't nobody gonna hear the music. Stop that bullshit. Like I said, I don't want anybody to make me that mad.
you
I don't
just
want
gonna be
I've
screaming.
learned nobody's presence is going to make me that upset. Like it ain't that important. And I know for me and knowing the way my mind ticks, he walk in the room, honey, I'm gonna be too busy eating my salmon Caesar salad or some shit and be like, what? Why everybody looking? Who this nigga? And they'll be like, oh, that's that nigga on TikTok. And I'm gonna keep trucking it.
Yeah, I think if I saw him, I would start smiling. Cause I'll be like, oh yes, he about to do it in my restaurant. I hope they get me in the background laughing. But anyway, the point being though, like they're just as much being whipped up into a frenzy.
Mhm.
And I find it interesting because these are the tenets of this performative like Black Boy Joy movement, that a lot of shit, big niggas frolicking in the field was acceptable.
That was
Ding!
adorable. I watched the videos. That was
Big nigga dancing,
adorable.
in the mall, not
Mm.
acceptable. But if he was like a little nigga dancing in the mall, they'd be like, yeah, that's acceptable. It's funny that they won't examine their own stereotypes and biases and what that really says about performative shit and
Uh-huh. Yeah.
anti-blackness.
Yep.
Nobody
Wow.
want to go that deep. So he's just like, this nigga coon, turn him off. He making me uncomfortable.
That's what it boils down to. He making me uncomfortable. That's what it boils down to. And so, like you said, a foundation. Now, what are you trying to say? You have to be a certain body type, a certain body size. You have to be a certain image, look a certain
Nobody
way
want
before you quote
nobody
unquote
wants
are
to
pre-approved.
nobody wants to examine why they feel that way.
Right.
Nobody, because they watch other people do different. It's like when people somehow get very annoyed by Lizzo, but never want to examine like too deep down why. It's just like, cause she be
Right.
doing too much. Or they go to the one time like, oh, she wore a thong. I would have said that about anybody. I'm like, okay, well, that
No.
was, there's other
We
people that have done shit. Yana
we
walks around braless. We just all go titties and then we move on. But
right.
okay,
That's why I was like, everybody knows that that's not true.
yeah, it was about being sanitary, not anything else. Okay.
Right.
Um,
I don't
but yeah,
believe you.
I feel like that's kind of the same thing with him, where it's like no one wants to drill down too far into it. I think it's fine to just be annoyed by it or something. I think he's selling annoyance. He's selling
Yes, it
cringe.
is.
But I think adding the bigger and broader strokes to it, when your argument doesn't hold up, I think there's something to be said to that. Like when you call, like, you know what a minstrel is, you know what a coon is. Those were characters that did that shit all the time. It's what they were known for.
Mm-hmm.
It was the point, you know, like blackface as a point. You went to a TV show, you saw some blackface. If you go to that dude's channel and 99% of his videos are not the shit that you're talking about, that's not the same to me. I feel like
Right. It's
I
it's
feel
it's
like
like
people just wasted that word in that case, where it's just
right.
like, I should have went to his channel and seen this nigga eating chicken, watermelons, and a bunch of other shit before I even crossed my mind like, oh, that's all he do. But if I gotta keep, and like I said, most of y'all haven't done this because y'all have only seen it through social media, if at all, or heard it on this podcast. If you go to his page, start scrolling and start looking for the problematic ones amongst the other ones, it's a lot of work because it's just fucking. First of all, this nigga think everything requires a goddamn video and a dance. I like he's just like,
He's of that generation. Yeah, I'm not that generation.
put my foot on the bed and he's just dancing, squeaking and shit. And
Mm-hmm.
just, oh my goodness, I went to the gym today, dancing, squeaking like.
And if anything, he probably knowing the family members that have to like live around him going, nigga, you know what I'm saying? But most of us don't have to deal with the everyday recording of them goddamn videos.
But yeah, I just kept scrolling and was like, I can't, like, this is not his stick. Is y'all picked some bad ones to be like, if you didn't know nothing else about this man, you know? And it just bumps up against my whole, like, any other time y'all love these weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
Any other time y'all love a fucking weirdo, a nigga that dance all the time, turning the camera at yourself to dance, motherfuckers, motherfuckers like acting inappropriately in places. Y'all start pulling out the motherfucking respectability politics shield whenever, like, people like, you know, whenever, let a black bar or a black brunch place be like, guys, no more the clothes he wears, no more dancing, no more viral videos, please stop, you know, slapping people with your ass at the table. And people are like, god damn, respectability, this is why we can't have nothing.
That's why I don't pay them no attention. You don't even really know what you want. Like you because of the way my mind ticks, you're fucking confusing to me. You say one thing, you get that thing, you don't want it, you say something else, the line always move. I'm like, you know what? That's why for me, and this is probably why I'm not designed for certain things. I go, oh fuck all y'all. Like I'm just the fuck all y'all because you don't make no goddamn sense.
Yeah, I think it's just, it's entertaining to me because it's just people can't see any level of connection to those two
Mm-mm.
diametrically opposed ideas, but we participate in those. You know, people
Mm-hmm.
love, like, that's one of the things that's funny about TikTok. People get mad at the fucking white people on TikTok because they blow up, and the black people don't blow up, even when the black people invent some of the trends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying intrinsically within that system, you are admitting, if you've ever been upset by that, you are admitting that putting shit on TikTok is low key gonna end up being for white people, even as we deny it, even as we're like, these black creators need to get their props. What is, you know, change the algorithm, you know, Jimmy Kimmel put the black people on TV, you know, that kind of thing. So we're fundamentally admitting that it's built into the platform, but it is only when like Big Groove or someone you're not comfortable with blows up that it becomes like cooning and for white people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's just interesting that to see those things. I can't not see those things. And we do this show and it's kind of about how our brains work and what we think. And
Mm-hmm.
those are just some of the connections I made with it. But ultimately, I find the backlash to him to be more interesting than him. I don't think he's a very interesting person. I think he doesn't have views. He doesn't do a lot of discussion of
We do
anything.
not know his opinion on a motherfucking
Well,
thing.
he's done good guests on podcasts and stuff. I saw some stuff, but he doesn't say anything on
Right.
purpose. I think uh not to disrespect the dude, but he just doesn't seem to want to be intellectually engaging. And the thing that he knows is that he can get attention from being inappropriately dancing all sassy in public,
And that's fine.
and he's happy with just getting that attention and whatever it takes to get it. I was expecting to go on this page and maybe see that once black people called him out, that maybe he started trolling black people, because that would be some cooning. And I did, even then, it's like he just is thankful that the algorithm is putting him on people's pages, in the most, like, 2023 social media bullshit of all time. Is just, as long as I got your ear, as long as I got your eyes, even not even your ear, I don't want to make you think. Long as you're looking at me, this is good, and
Right.
that's what
And
it seemed like his formula was.
yeah, and truthfully, that's the key. Like, honestly, like, he found the key, and everybody's getting mad that he found the key, the same key that other people are doing too.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Like I said, I don't get bothered by the people who are annoyed by him, but it's just the coon point hasn't really been proven. It's just a vibe.
Yes, 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 it
Which
is.
I understand, but we can, like, just admit that it's a vibe. It's not really any proof. Like, he doesn't even talk, like, in a way that's supposed to be like, I'm mocking blackness, but people don't know. I think people just say certain words and don't really know what it means. Anyway, that's enough of that conversation. That was very long. Sorry about that, everyone.
Why?
Um,
It's our show.
you're right. You're right. I'm not sorry about that.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, we got some comments on this one. Lil Black Book 91 says, "Good looking out on the Big Groove segment. Thank you." And Harmon says, "I love Karen's enthusiasm." Um, Sayida says, "Congratulations on the Beyonce tickets, Karen." And Carrie Moon One says, "Gave the episode a second listen to bask in the shared joy of Karen's excitement getting tickets. It's the little joys that count, and anything that can make your day brighter amidst all the madness going on right now deserves multiple listens. That being said, my soul sister, I got blessed with two as well, and it will always be my first ever B concert. It will also be my first ever B concert as well.
Let's go.
I lit- I literally did the same things that Karen described cheering at the phone, as it counted down to me, and had my card details pre-saved on Ticketmaster the day I got the invite, and didn't mess around once it opened up for me, quickly snapping up where I wanted to be. I will be getting my whole life in Detroit in July, and only the devil could stop me from being there. Even then, might have to snap his neck like Lil Nas X, because what he not gonna do is come between me and enjoying the Queen in person. Let's go.
I'm trying to tell you. Let's go.
We love to see it.
Yeah, we
All right.
do.
That's all the comments and poll stuff for the website. We have some voicemails. I actually think we have quite a few voicemails.
Oh, snap.
Um,
Let's go.
so,
Voicemails.
so yeah, let me play some music so the voicemails load. All right, voicemail time. 704-557-0186, the voicemail line. Make sure they're 2 minutes or less, or you're gonna get cut off. The first voicemail is from Nikki, from Sunday.
Hey, Rod. Hey, Karen. Listening to Sunday's show talking about Chris Brown. Rod, I'm with you. I'm not. I don't agree with what Chris Brown does, but at the same time, I don't pay that man no attention. But I look up and down my timeline, and it's always divided. Like, I have family, friends who still go to Chris Brown concerts. I didn't even know the man still tours or anything because I just don't listen. Partly, it's a faux cop for me because I just don't listen to his music. Not, used to because of Rihanna. Now just because I just don't seek it. And then, I have the other people when he made that post talking about fuck y'all and all that. Oh, well, fuck him forever. I'm like, oh, okay. At this point, it is what it is. And I am a black woman, and everyone I know who goes to Chris Brown concerts is black, exception of my one friend, Carlotta. Very, very black adjacent. Only days black dudes been knowing her my whole life. Anywho, but they love them. Chris Brown sells out. Didn't even know that. And it's like how you said, where people are not mad at Haley, they're gonna be mad at Chris Brown. It's the same thing with Beyonce. Yes, I got Beyonce tickets. I'll be seeing her in Inglewood, California, September 2nd. Woo woo. People don't like Jay-Z because of the Lemonade album, but they love Beyonce, and they're mad at Jay-Z. And it's like, well, why are you mad at Jay-Z? She's not mad at Jay-Z. They're still lovingly together, but there's people in certain podcasts I listen to who will shit on Jay-Z to this day because he cheated on Beyonce, but they love Beyonce and Beyonce can do no wrong. But it's
Right.
like, but then why do you hate her husband? She forgave him. So it's always interesting, that social media aspect of these quote unquote boycotts of people, and you don't want to be mad at a black woman, so you'll be mad at that
Right.
black man. Um,
No, she got cut off, but yeah, listen, that's on point. I think like I said, whichever Bailey sister or Chloe or Haley, whichever one worked with him, I just saw the video today on my feed on Instagram. And like if you see the video, it's very purposeful, like sexual chemistry and stuff between them in the video. Like it's not an
Yeah,
accident. She wants to be seen as a bad
more of an
girl,
adult, right?
more of an adult, and
Hmm.
nothing. Sometimes the thing is very kind of low key manufactured, but
Yeah,
whether it's her people, whoever decide, maybe it's her desire to be seen as like the bad girl and
yeah,
the sexy girl.
right, and a
She,
sexual being, right?
yeah, in this video, she like gets close, like they're gonna kiss, and then it switches to her dancing and stuff. But the point being, she wants that. She
Hmm.
wants what comes with Chris Brown. She wants to be associated with that conversation, whether it's y'all being like, I can't believe this, whether it's just us putting her in the same breath as Rihanna, whatever it is, it's a purposeful thing. And I think what'll happen is that people want to say like, this is like someone's either like he jumped on her song unsolicited and made her make this song. It's like, no, it's just you don't want to accept that she don't agree with you that he's untouchable. The other thing it made me think about is this. And I feel the same thing is happening with this J.K. Rowling thing, but Nikki's call allowed me to be able to put it together in my head to articulate it. Not that it's the most profound thing in the world, but it's kind of like the way people hate Kanye. Um, and this thing with Chris Brown, this thing with um that happens with Harry Potter. You're hurt because you want to love it.
Right.
That's what it is. And so you have to constantly express like a level of rage that is like, so much spite I think, to subconsciously remind yourself that you are not to love this thing, because something deep down inside of you loves things like this. Chris Brown is the kind of thing that black women been loving since they were girls. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like since boy bands and shit, even the idea of the bad boy is something that is like, ingrained to like, we should like this, even men should identify with the like Chris Brown is the cool bad boy kind of thing. We love Bobby Brown for being the bad boy R&B, even though he wasn't the strongest singer. So I think maybe there's something subconsciously where I have to boldly hate this person and remind it every single time, because if not, I'll weaken and forget, and it actually might tap in and like something he did or listen to something or something like that. And I think the same thing is happening with the Harry Potter thing. I think there's a bunch of people who are in community with other people, and their friends are going out to play this game that's a community based game. And if you've been openly not fucking with Harry Potter properties, or just not fucking with J.K. Rowling because of transphobia and stuff, if you've been doing that, it's gotta hurt to see your
Yeah.
friends
That
go play
that
it, to
that
see
shit
that.
sold like 12 million in copies in like 3 fucking days. So somebody buying that shit.
Yeah, it's gotta hurt to see so many people that are still in that universe, or maybe you're in that universe yourself, and now you've made this a big part of your personality and your online stances. You can't. It's gotta hurt that you gotta sit it out. You probably want to play it more than a lot of people, but it becomes a principled thing of like, I'm giving this thing up because I feel that this person is wrong or bad. And I wonder if like the vitriol comes out because people are so hurt, not necessarily so um not even that mad. It's like how if you go to if someone's like trying not to drink, sometimes they can be overly aggressive with like they don't want you to drink. They don't, oh, it's alcohol at this party. I don't know, and you're like, oh, because you need to feel that way to make sure you don't do it anymore. And so anyway, it made me think about that.
Yeah, and while you talking about it, it's kind of a connection, but it's kind of not. It's the way I felt when Trump won the election. I was very angry and I was very upset because something that I loved betrayed me, and it was very hurtful. So I had to go super hard because of the hurt and because of the pain, and I had to make it be known that I didn't fuck with that. I was
Mhm.
like, I don't fuck with that. And I had to get to the foundation of, you know, I live in a country that that betrayed me. And that's a very hard thing to reconcile. So for a lot of people, this is a product that they love and the creator betrayed them. And
Right.
that's very, very hard to piece that together. And for some people, it's very hard for them to come at a place of peace with it and say it is what it is and learn that I've drawn my lines, but I can't make everybody else follow the lines and the rules and regulations that I made for myself. Everybody has their own ways. There are some people that says I'm still going to buy the properties. I'm still going to buy that shit because I love what they created, but it's going to be fuck them all day long. And some people
Right.
have made that decision and they have the right to make that decision. And a lot of people that have that stood on these high horses are like, something's wrong with you and you have betrayed. They haven't betrayed anything. You feel like they betrayed you because you have put this hard line in the sand and you felt like anybody that crossed the line, they've gone to the other side. I hate to break it to you. Let me tell you something. You haven't made a motherfucking dime off of anything that J.K. Rowling sold or didn't side or anything like that. It's something that they created that you like and you love, which is fine. But at the root of it, you're not making any money for supporting it, and you're not making any money for not supporting it. You're like you personally, no money is exchanging or going in and out of your pocket. I do understand people's stances. I do understand why they go so hard. I'm not knocking that. All I'm saying is the anger that you have in you spews out on everybody else, and nobody anywhere can consume, touch, or be around it with you at all times. And a lot of times you make yourself unfun and unenjoyable to be around when you're like that. Nobody wants to be bothered with that.
I think it's just something I've said on the show a few times, but anger is sad with no place to go, and I think that's what I'm getting to is like I think people are so mad at stuff like Chris Brown, Harry Potter, whatever. I think it's because they're sad. I don't think they even
Right.
want to admit it, but they're just very, very hurt because something about expressing that level of hurt that is really authentic and not performative, but the kind of hurt we don't like to admit we have inside of us. But I think a lot of people are hurt that one of their favorite creators who created one of their favorite worlds just didn't just turn out to be disappointing, but like, intentionally disappointing to people. And I think
Right.
they're so hurt, man. And I think Chris Brown is one of those people too that there's a lot of people around our age who would have loved if he never put his hands on Rihanna, but did everything else he's ever done, including Stalky Karuchi Tran, or her having to get a restraining order against him.
Mm-hmm.
If 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 he had done all that stuff but not hit Rihanna, there's a lot of people who would have been making excuses and being fans of his. You
Yes.
know, so I think it's one of those things where because we've loved and excused before is what I'm saying, not
Mm-hmm.
because they support those things, but because we've done the thing of like, I'm a big fan of such and such, they did something fucked up. I mean, well, was it really that fucked up? That we would have been still doing that, but he hit a very famous woman that people love, and so it's never going to go away. But I find it interesting how much vitriol it is for him specifically, even after years of kind of being boring. Like the Karuchi Tran stuff has been a few years ago now, so it is definitely like he's low key not been doing much lately, like regular bad boy shit, like get kicked out of club, or something like noise ordinance or some shit, but not like put your hands on somebody's stuff.
Right.
For the most part. And I think that goes viral, that people remember. But I just think you have to be angry at him to remember not to love him. Because he's a cool bad boy that can dance, and he's of our generation. He's very popular, and there's still a lot of black people that do support him. And you got to remind yourself, I'm not like those blacks. I'm not going over there to support this motherfucker. And so you get almost angrier than you would be, just as a intentional reminder to yourself.
Right. And you start copping pleas and things because at the end of the day, you do love this thing. And like you said, it's the sadness that enrages the anger. It's like you're sad, so that sad, like I say, it has nowhere to go, so it turns into anger. And back to what I said before, I was sad. I was sad that I was let down by my country. I was sad by the voters. I was hurt. I was distraught. And all that did was turn around and turn into like a fueling flame, because I love this country. And so, it's a mind fuck. Like, people want to admit that, but that shit is a mind fuck. And unless you are really willing to get to the foundation and the root of the problem of why you're angry and why you're mad and shit like that, you're gonna forever be enraged. And not trying to be funny, the body is not built to stay enraged all of the time. It's just not built for that. There has to be a balance. You can still be mad and upset, you can still be stern about it, but just to be in that constant level of enragement is not healthy.
Yeah, I think we having kind of two different conversations about the same thing, but I understand what you're saying. And I do hear you, and I am listening. Like, I don't want you to think I'm not, but like, I
Oh yeah,
think the Chris Brown shit is different. Like, I don't think it's like even the betrayal of a country type thing. I just think it's like a parasocial. It's like parasocial love, but turn out the other way.
okay,
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
like
it's
making him
similar but
almost,
different. So I get you.
yeah,
Hmm.
like, yeah. I would say what you felt after the election was rage, but for completely different reasons, to a certain extent. But yeah, this anyway. Shout out to the people that still don't fuck with him. I've never fucked with him, so I'm still taking the points. If you of the kind of person that gives out points for folks that don't fuck with people that are bad people, I get the Harry Potter points because I only saw those movies and never read a book. I've never played a video game, so y'all owe me some folk hot points for that too. I'll take them all.
You
Next
take
with
them
me.
all. Go ahead.
Hey
I'm
y'all,
sorry.
this is Rachel from Missouri. I was just calling. I'm listening to I Never Liked Him episode from Sunday, the 19th, and y'all are starting off the show with COVID talk. And I just wanted to mention in Missouri, at least, they just said the other day, if you got your last shot before September 1st of 2022, you're eligible for the next shot. And everybody is basically eligible for the
Oh,
bivalent booster at this point. I just happened to get my fourth shot August 30th, so I barely squeaked by on that one. So I can get my fifth shot any day now. And I was sitting here listening to you talk about how you lied, Rod, to get your shot, and that you've been rejected a few times. And I was sitting here thinking, is that okay to do? And then I was like, wait. When I went to get my first and second shots, I was an essential worker as a social worker at a psych hospital. And I was prepared to lie to get those shots, whatever I had to do. Now, I didn't have to, and I haven't had to, but I can't be judging you because I would have done the same thing. Anyway, proud of you guys for keeping on with the coronavirus news and for being positive on people getting their shots and staying healthy, wearing their masks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, Rachel. And I'm not even sure I had to lie. What I'm saying is I just lied just in case. So I have no idea. It might have been
just in case you got Mr. CVS.
Yeah, it's just I've had times where I thought that I was able to get them, and these motherfuckers have told me no, and I'm like, but what? And then the other part is, and this is the real even further than whether the lie was right or not, because I'm gonna be real, I don't really care. I was gonna want the shot, and this is why I don't care at this point. They're throwing them out.
Right, they're spoiling. I don't get it.
So I could, if I lived in a place where people needed access to shots and they couldn't get them, yeah, I would never lie. I'd wait my turn every single time. But in a world where they're just gonna throw it out in the trash because no one fucking will take the shots that they're supposed to take, like
Don't get it.
the fact, like it's a booster, and I know people who would be like, I'm fully vaccinated, I had 2 shots, or whatever, I got 1 booster, I'm good, not, like there's so many people like that at this point that I'm like, yeah, I'll just take the shots. So, I I could live, and at the end of the day, I mean, I'm telling y'all into a podcast, Mac. So obviously I could live with the judgment if if it's gonna be doled out, but I don't feel bad about it at all. All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Boom. And give it like 2 seconds.
Hey y'all, this is Katrina at Number One Feeling, and it's a very quick call. I just wanted to say, Karen, it really blessed me the other day to hear you just revel in the excitement you felt about securing Beyonce tickets. And it made me feel good as a fellow Renaissance ticket holder, to just hear you describe that and just really the whole process and like reliving that feeling. And I'm so happy for you that you're going to get to see her for the first time. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing show. I've been blessed to see her for the Ms. Carter show and to see Destiny's Child's final tour. So I'm really excited to see her again because it's been 10 years since I've seen her. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Just thank you for doing that and going through the whole thing because it made me happy. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.
Aw.
Thank you.
Next voicemail. Oh, they left 3. They must have got cut off a couple times.
Has something to say.
Hey, Rod and Karen. This is Tanisha G in Brooklyn. I don't even know if this is working. I called a couple times. This white lady keeps saying person you're trying to call is not available. I don't know. I hung up a few times and I realized, oh, that's actually how voicemail works. It's been that damn long since I've been on voicemail. Anyway, I'm recovering from the flu, so it's kind of blurry this week. But I just wanted to say I've been listening to you guys. I've been homesick, and it's so good. Oh, it's been highlighting my week listening to you guys. I don't even have. I heard something crazy y'all said the other day. It was like Rob was talking about taking some cotton from his bed, and I just oh my.
Oh, did we lose her?
Ooh, I had to mute her for a second. Anyway, oh my God, it just had me literally dying because that is what I've been for like almost 2.5 years. Then they had us go back in the office, and it was like as soon as I went back in the office, got COVID twice. Now I got the flu. So what are we gonna do? Anyway, I wanted to tell you guys, if Karen comes back up, you need to check out this show called Hip Hop Conscious Unconscious. It's at Photographica in Midtown. It's amazing. It's just hip hop photography the last 50 years. It's so beautiful. I cried. It's just something I think you guys would enjoy. I love the show. I hope I didn't get cut off. Thank you so much. Keep doing y'all.
Oh, thank you. And then she left 2 more messages. So I don't know what happened after her. So maybe it's butt dials. Let's find out.
We'll find out together.
Okay, this one is blank. So we're gonna go with butt dial for this one. Okay. Maybe
these might have been the ones where they called it was like, who is this lady? Who the white lady?
Hey, Rod and Karen, this is Tanisha G from Brooklyn. I decided I got to use a timer because I don't know. I can't even tell the last time if it was cut off, if I was doing too much. So I'm going to try and be succinct on this message. I was calling in because I love you guys. Y'all are just so fucking phenomenal. You're helping me get over being ill this week. It has been amazing listening to the shows. I did want to comment though. I left a 5-star review and it is not there. I do not know why. I can't explain the sorcery behind where it went, but I'm gonna try it again. I hope it goes through because I want to make sure y'all get your love.
Yay!
And then also, I wanted to say, go check out this photo exhibit. It's a history of hip hop. It's all 50 years of hip hop from the origins to today. It's called Hip
Hip
Hop
hop
Conscious
conscious
Unconscious.
unconscious.
It's
Okay,
at
yeah, I
this
heard of that.
museum. It's a photography museum called
For at
Photografiska.
Midtown. Mm-hmm.
Fotografiska. It's in Manhattan. And I'm telling you
Right.
this, Karen, come up, fly, get on a bird, come see this because it's so beautiful to
Like a
see Black
bird.
people lit. These images are just like amazing. They have actual artifacts like old mixtapes and stuff. I'm not going to give too much away. I'm going to just tell you it's the most glorious thing I've ever seen about Black representation, Black culture on display. It is phenomenal. Like I literally cried up in there at how beautiful it was to see it. But I say all of that to say it's photographs. So you ain't even got to be deep with it. Because I know Rod ain't trying to be up in there all day analyzing and trying to get all deep with
Mm-hmm.
it. You don't even have to get deep with it because
You
it's
get me.
pretty there. Please go see it. And then when you go see it, talk about it on the show because I know y'all just going to be so excited about it. Put your mask on. Go see it. Okay? And thank you so much. I love you guys. Keep doing you. Take care.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, and I also am gonna I'm gonna do a museum display thing that too before I leave. It's gonna be in Manhattan. It's gonna be called Hip Hop Conscious Unconscious, and it's gonna be about like a bunch of coons that in hip hop that hate rap, and we just gonna put like Jason Whitlock up there when he was on Oprah, stuff like that, and different angles of pictures of them. It's gonna be dope. So make sure y'all show up to Hip Hop Conscious Unconscious coming later this month. Karen, what were we gonna say?
I'm sorry you got sick, baby. I'm glad you're feeling better. And yeah, people forgot. Shout out to the regular ass flu. Hope y'all know it's still out there. It was like y'all must have forgot. And the flu was like, hey bitch, I'm still here. So I've been getting my flu shot. Like I was like, bitch, COVID and flu. No, I don't want none of it. And um when you was talking about going back to work and and it's and no, we talked about this, but it's funny how jobs be like, come on back to work, and you have people go, well, bitch, like Roger say, y'all not gonna put any precautions in, y'all just want to roll everybody back in there and be like, just deal with it, and then be like, why
Right.
do people fight us? Why do people not want to come back to work? Why they always get angry when we suggest it? People like, bitch, because you don't got no rules in here, you're not testing nobody.
Yeah, I only feel comfortable coming in our office and either like sometimes we will have our mask off or you have to eat whatever we still wear them in like the conference room and but the only reason I feel more comfortable with my mask off at work is because everyone got tested, you know what I'm saying, or um I got my fifth shot now, so I feel a little more like it. Like when I did Drunk Black History this week, I didn't wear a mask because I knew coming in it wouldn't have been no fucking point. There's so many people and you're gonna be on stage and stuff, and you just accept the risk of that moment. Like if we go to a Hornets game, sometimes it's like, am I gonna eat my food, take my mask off? Yeah, but there's times where if it's too crowded, I've just kept it on. So some of it's just vibes, but it helps that a lot of the numbers are backing up that it's falling and that we're no longer in this like peak moment that the shit, even the peak they thought was coming during the holiday season didn't come as high or didn't jump as high as they thought it would jump. So I think these are good signs, and I've never been a person to try to discourage people from following science or stuff. So that means when science is good, we should also listen to it. And so right now, the numbers seem to be low enough for people to go back to like some more normal stuff, even
Mhm.
though it's in the winter, even though we're mostly inside, it's still the numbers aren't jumping back up like they were before this, which is a good thing.
Yes,
I'm
yes, it
embracing
is.
that. I hope one day we we get to a point where it's not even uh uh, it's not where it's like the flu or something, where the numbers are lower, but who knows, so but yeah, I appreciate we appreciate the call. We got one more voicemail. Is from Miss Barnes.
Hi, Rod and Karen. This is Miss Barnes. I missed y'all so much. But oh my God, I had to tell you this episode that happened to me. So I was running around doing errands one day during my lunch, and I stopped by Popeyes because I was starving. and I ordered chicken, fried chicken, and I ordered sweet tea.
Mm.
Got my food, got my sweet tea. I decided to go ahead and take a big gulp of my sweet tea. And guess what? It was unsweet tea.
Oh.
How am I supposed to digest my fried chicken with unsweet tea? And I know one thing: Arby's would never,
Right.
never
They would
give
never
me
have
a sweet
tea.
tea when I order sweet tea.
They would never have any
That's
tea.
all I wanted to say. I love y'all. Have a
They
good day.
would never.
Yeah, they
That's
because
hilarious.
they would never have any reason to not have sweet tea because that's the same sweet tea from the day they opened the restaurant because nobody's buying it. So they only had to make sweet tea one time to as a cover for the drinks. So I mean, yes, if you like 375-day old sweet tea, sure, Arby's is your joint.
That's
Go hit 'em up.
hilarious.
Popeye, you see how Popeyes ran out of sweet tea? That's or well,
They
it's
ran out of
Popeyes. They
sugar.
probably just served y'all. They probably just served y'all whatever they wanted, but they might run out of sweet tea
Like you gonna
sometimes
get
because
what we got?
they have customers. She did leave another voicemail though.
Hi, Rod and Karen. This is Miss Barnes again. Whenever I left the message yesterday, I still meant what I said. But when I say I miss y'all, meaning that because I'm working so much, like my days can run anywhere from 10 to 15 hours a day. It used to be my thing that whenever I would log off, I would love to be in the chat with y'all when the podcast goes live. And I miss that. So that's when I say I miss y'all. That's what I meant because just being in the chat with my play cousins, it's just such a wonderful experience. And I really miss that as of late. I just catch that. I catch the live show like here and there whenever I can. But overall, it is an experience whenever you're in the chat. But anyway, I still will say that I miss y'all and good morning and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Oh,
Absolutely,
shout
man.
out to the chat room. Apparently, oh y'all getting some love, chat room.
I mean, the chat room becomes its own family, man, to a
It
certain
does.
extent. Like,
Sometimes they on topic, sometimes they ain't. They be a little bit everywhere.
yeah, they not always like they listen to the show, but like they talk about what they want to talk about. It's not always about what we saying. It's not always off topic either, but like I think people it's kind of like family's probably too hard, right? Like it's probably too sentimental, but it's like coworkers that you like. You know how you have coworkers that you like and y'all share things and y'all talk and you look forward. Like one of the reasons you go to work is you actually look forward to talking to this motherfucker, you know? That's how the chat room feels. Like coworkers, like the cool coworkers at a job, because they'll come in and they'll hit you with like a life update or I just saw this movie, or you know, when I'm playing music, sometimes they'll be into the music, sometimes they'll just be in there like hanging out like it's a lounge, and you do get to know people, you get to expect people to be there and you get attached to folks, and